Tensions reached new highs between Colombia and the United States after the Trump administration announced it would revoke the visa of Colombian President Gustavo Petro. The decision came just hours after Petro attended a rally on the streets of New York City, where he urged American soldiers to disobey President Donald Trump and refuse to take part in actions he described as harmful to humanity. The comments were made Friday at a pro-Palestinian demonstration where Petro called for the creation of a World Salvation Army whose first mission would be to liberate Palestine. In his remarks, the Colombian leader urged U.S. soldiers not to point their rifles at humanity, but instead to reject Trump's orders and resist tyranny and fascism.
It has to be bigger than that of the United States. That's why, from here, from New York, I ask all the soldiers of the Army of the U.S. not to point their guns at people. Disobey the orders of Trump. Obey the orders of humanity.
His words quickly triggered outrage in Washington. The State Department described Petro's statements as reckless, incendiary, and dangerous, saying that they amounted to encouraging soldiers to defy lawful authority and incite violence. And according to media reports, Petro had already boarded his flight back to Bogota when the visa cancellation was made public. President Petro, too, acknowledged learning of the revocation only after landing. In his response, the Colombian president dismissed the U.S. decision, accusing the Trump administration of disregarding international law.
I no longer have a visa to travel to the United States. I don't care. I don't need a visa. Because I'm not only a Colombian citizen, but a European citizen, and I truly consider myself a free person in the world. Revoking it for denouncing genocide shows the U.S. no longer respects international law.
Meanwhile, Colombia's Interior Minister Armando Benedetti strongly criticized the move, writing on social media that if any leader's visa should have been annulled, it should have been that of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, not Petro's. He accused the United States of protecting its allies while punishing the only president who, in his words, dared to speak the truth. The latest dispute deepens an already strained relationship between Petro and Washington, and he argued recently that attacks on vessels in the Caribbean Sea were less about combating narcotics and more about projecting American power over Colombia and Latin America.
Trump not only lets missiles fall on young people in the Caribbean, he not only imprisons and chains migrants, but he also allows missiles to be launched at children, young people, women, and the elderly in Gaza. He becomes complicit in genocide, because it is genocide, and we must shout it again and again. This chamber is a silent witness and an accomplice to a genocide in today's world.
Now, Washington, however, defended the operations as part of a broader campaign against drug smuggling off the coast of Venezuela, whose president it's accused of running a cartel. And earlier this month, Colombia halted arms purchase from the United States, its biggest military partner, over Washington's claim that the South American country is failing to halt cocaine trafficking. The visa revocation marks a rare and dramatic step against a sitting president, highlighting just how far tensions have escalated between Colombia's first far left-wing government and the Trump administration. And as Petro returns home emboldened in his rhetoric and Washington doubles down on its response, the future of U.S.-Colombia relations now hangs in the balance.
First Post now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-charge mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Fiskali radikali.
Japanese,
Yon todo do idioma.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. First Post.